Welcome to episode number 4 of the End of Life Journey series. The topics that will be covered in this session are chronic pain management, palliative care, and hospice. I will explain the differences between palliative care and hospice, as well as their availability in regard to different locations and services. Pain management and the use of the PCA or patient-controlled analgesic will be discussed, as well as how palliative sedation and palliative coma can be used as end-of-life choices. Hello, my name is Leanna, and I'm here to share my lived experiences on this topic. This material is for educational purposes only. I do not encourage, promote, or endorse any specific course of action. I'm here to provide you with information which may help you make the informed decision that will best meet your needs and wishes as you experience your end-of-life journey. Only you can make those choices. I encourage you to use this information to do further investigations into circumstances and services in your area, because healthcare is a provincial and territorial responsibility, and each is unique. These videos are meant to be a starting place to help you map out your journey and deal with any roadblocks you may encounter along the way. According to the site Canadian Virtual Hospice, palliative care supports people who are living with a life-threatening illness, condition, or health situation. It treats the whole person and their family, and not just the disease, condition, or body part. Palliative care can be provided to people of any age, in any setting, by healthcare providers, family members, and other caregivers. It is provided for as long as needed. Hours, days, weeks, months, or years. Palliative care might also be referred to as comfort care, supportive care, or symptom management. In my case, my multiple medical problems, as I've already explained, are degenerative and irremediable. In layman's terms, that means that my conditions will never get any better, that over time they will get worse, and eventually cause my death. There isn't anything the medical community can do to stop or reverse that path. Although it is ultimately life-threatening, it could take years before my death occurs. It's a very slow, uncertain path in my instance. By comparison, hospice requires specific, highly specialized care because death is imminent and will occur within the very near future. Different regions define that length of time in weeks or months. It varies on where you live. When we were caring for my mother about 10 years ago, she was assessed to see if she was eligible for hospice care, but the doctor decided that in his opinion, she would not die within the required 6 to 8 week guideline to qualify. So the specialized care was denied. She died a few weeks later well within the recommended timelines, never having received the specialized care that would have allowed her to receive the proper care she needed and die with dignity. Unfortunately, communities often can't meet the need for hospice care, and many who need those services are denied. In my opinion, the governments have failed to keep up with the ever-increasing demands on the healthcare systems created by a group known as the baby boomers, those of us who were born after the Second World War. The results are tragic, and because of poor planning and inadequate funding, many of us are denied the opportunity to die with dignity on our own terms, let alone receive highly specialized medical care, so often needed in the days leading up to death. Palliative and hospice care can be offered in specialized institutions or in your own home. These decisions are challenging and must be made in discussion with the patient, the family, and the healthcare providers involved. I'm very fortunate in that my youngest son has chosen to support me through my end-of-life journey. We live together, and I receive daily support from a variety of services here in our own home. Those include personal care provided by community services from personal care workers or PSWs, physiotherapists, nursing care, counseling, and occupational therapy as needed. Unfortunately, the level of service provided is inconsistent and varies dramatically from region to region, even within the same province. It can be extremely frustrating and often requires the support of an advocate. Some people can advocate for themselves, but others may require the help of a family member or friend. Eventually, it may become necessary to rely on the person who has been designated as your power of attorney. I have discussed those terms in video number 2. Please refer to that video if you have questions. Palliative care and hospice decisions become so much easier to deal with when a person has created a long-term care plan or an end-of-life directive. It's important that everyone knows where these documents are kept and that they are reviewed and updated on a regular basis, such as every 6 months. Many of us experience chronic pain as we make our end-of-life journey. Chronic pain occurs when the pain caused by illness or injury goes on for months, as compared to acute pain, which occurs quickly and heals in a short period of time. Chronic pain, like mine, never goes away. I've had it since 1997, more than 25 years. It will never go away. The level of my chronic pain varies depending on a variety of factors, including the weather, taking needed medication, vitamins and minerals, stress levels, or even the food I eat. In my own experience, the stress can be caused by situations that create anxiety, or equally by happy, exciting life events such as births and weddings. Intense mood swings, whether they are negative or positive, can both lead to flare-ups of pain symptoms. I share my personal journey with chronic pain over an 18-year period in the book I wrote called a gentle warrior. Like Maid Musings, A Widow's Reflections, it is available through blurb.ca. While living on Prince Edward Island, my late husband and I worked in concert with a medical doctor and a chiropractor to create a chronic pain self-management program called Living in Pain Successfully, or LIPS for short. The strategies and techniques offered in this program are meant to help manage pain when medication is not enough or unavailable for whatever reason. These are easy tips that require little or no equipment. If you wish to learn more about this program, please leave a comment, and I will consider doing a second series of videos about chronic pain self-management. During palliative and hospice care, those providing care use a wide variety of medications to help manage pain and other symptoms. Palliative sedation and palliative coma are two different terms often used at this stage of a person's end-of-life journey. Palliative sedation uses special drugs called sedatives to put a person in a semi-conscious state, which can relieve the extreme suffering an individual experiences as death approaches. It helps keep a person calm, unaware of their surroundings, and unconscious. It is sometimes called therapeutic sedation. This state can be reversed, and it is believed that the person being sedated may be able to hear people talking to them. Palliative coma produces a much deeper state of unconsciousness, which can last from hours to weeks, depending on the circumstances. It is important that you and your advocates discuss which technique best suits your needs. I have known of people who have chosen palliative sedation to manage their pain and suffering until such time as loved ones can arrive to say their final farewells. At that point, they were brought out of the palliative sedation for a period of time and then were given the option of whether to stay awake and alert until death or to be put back into a palliative coma until such time as their body naturally gave up life. Please make sure to discuss these options with your medical team so that your needs and wishes are met. Each situation is unique and requires good communication so you can make the informed decision that is best for you. Another option for pain management is the self-administered morphine pump, or PCA, standing for patient-controlled analgesia. This allows the person to decide when they can get a dose of pain medication. The individual can get smaller doses more often without the need to wait for a nurse to be available. It is often used in intensive care units or hospice facilities, but it can also be set up for use at home. It is usually made available to patients with severe pain or end-stage cancer or other illnesses. Discuss this option with your medical team because there can be side effects of which you should be aware. PCAs have a governor to prevent accidental overdose, which could lead to death prematurely. Before MAID, medical assistance in dying, was available, my father found himself in a difficult situation. He had experienced a massive heart attack, which had left him with very little heart function. My understanding was that it was less than 5%, which meant he would never be able to get out of bed again as long as he lived. He was told that he had a matter of hours or at most a day or two left to live. His heart was so badly damaged, there was nothing that could be done to reverse the damage done to his heart, and death was imminent. During those final hours, his lungs would fill with fluid, and ultimately he would smother or suffocate from the fluid in his lungs. It would be a slow, painful death where he would end up fighting for each breath, much like a drowning person. He discussed this with his cardiologist in the intensive care unit. According to the cardiologist, my father decided that he did not want to die in a state of terror as he drowned in his own fluids, and asked the cardiologist to remove the governor on his PCA. The cardiologist did so, but warned him that if he administered too much morphine, he would slip into a coma and die. In a private moment in the middle of the night, my father chose to end his own life with dignity on his own terms using his PCA. When it was explained to me the next morning by the cardiologist, I supported my father's decision and thanked the cardiologist for respecting my father's dying wish. My father's choice was probably not an isolated incident in the years preceding MAID legislation, Bill C-14. I was so glad he didn't suffer unnecessarily in those last hours of his life. All this information is for educational purposes only. Only you can make the choices that are right for you. Please make sure your decisions are informed and that you have all the latest information available before you choose your end-of-life path. Remember, progress is constantly being made in the medical field. Use this information as a starting point and make sure you get to the most up-to-date medical choices available. Medicine changes, the laws changes. Make sure you have all the latest information available. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope the information I have provided will help you map out an end-of-life journey that meets your unique needs. All the links I have mentioned in the video will be in the description down below. Please like and subscribe to this end-of-life video series if you have found it helpful. Make sure to share this with others so we can truly engage Canadians in this conversation about death and dying with dignity on our own terms.